Okay, we're live.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Bunday. It's the chicken hotline. I was thinking about that. Okay, so of course it's the chicken hotline, but you know, we talk about other things too because we love homesteading. And I have to say though, I get so many comments about chickens, and lately everybody's been sending me pictures of their coops, and it just warms my heart. There's so many people out there building coops and sending me pictures of their homemade coops they're building, and you all are doing such a great job. There are some dynamite chicken coops out there, and I'm just so pleased and so proud of all of you building all these dynamite coops. Way to go, and keep up the good work, honestly. Like, you people have some skills. It's amazing. And just some great coops going up. And there's going to be some happy chickens out there. So, good job. I'm so pleased with everybody. It just warms my heart to get all the pictures. So, keep going. And it's just so funny when people just get into it, you know, they just start getting into it. You can just see their heart's in it and they're having so much fun. And then they're just talking about how their kids are loving it and everything. So I think chickens are healthy for people, and the homesteading vibe, you know, just gets those homestead juices flowing, and you can just see how it's very good for people, you know. So I just light that fire. That's all I can say. Light that homestead fire and let it burn. It just is so funny. So I'm glad that if I can have a small part in lighting that fire, I'm like, yay. Okay, so anyway, I want to talk a little bit about my homestead, my new homestead, Homestead Park, and a little update on that progress. So the good news is we have made the first deposit on the cabin mover, so it's official. The cabin's being moved, and I'm so excited, and I'm like biting all my nails off, nervous. So I have to take my front porch off. So the porch is going. Once it's on Homestead Park, there's not going to be a porch. I'm just going to have stairs going down to, like, you know, a veranda, like a little covered area, but it's not going to have like a wooden porch. I'm done with the wooden porch. I just wanted to go nice stairs, just going down and then having an outdoor space like that. So the porch is coming off. So I'm going to try to repurpose all that wood for animal structures for over there. So I am going to reuse all of it, but I hate tearing down stuff I've built because I always build it so good. And then when I have to tear it down, it's always such a pain in the neck and such a job because I built it so good. Because when I build something, I don't want it to last 2 years. I want it to last 15 or 20 years at least, you know what I mean? I just build it really good. So then when I have to tear it down, I'm just like, oh, it's just like overkill when I built it. But, you know, it's always better to build it that way. It's sturdy, you don't have to worry about it, and then chances are you're not going to have to tear it down, and you know it's there for a long time, and you don't have to worry about it. It's better to do it that way than to build something, waste your time, waste your money, and then 2 years later, you're like, oh, that thing's falling down. I have to go build it again. Like, that is a waste of your life. So better to overbuild once and then, you know, it's done with. Move on. You can do something else. So anyway, it's a little inconvenience, but whatever. I can manage. So anyway, that's that. Okay, so anyway, so that's what's new. And then also Homestead Park, oh, learning to mow that grass over there. It's like a field, you know, it's a meadow, and getting used to that is not easy. That is so big over there. And if you just wait, I'm like, it's a hay field. It's not a lawn. It's a hay field. It's very hard to get used to that, honestly. That is something new I'm learning about. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm like, should I mow it this way? Should I mow it this way? Like, just trying to get my head wrapped around all that mowing. So I'll be glad to get some of my horses over there and get them adjusted to eating that grass and acclimated to that, you know, without killing them, just putting them on there and be like, let them eat all that. It's a big adjustment, you know. So excited though. We're going to take it, you know, baby step to baby step. But I'm so excited. Every time I go over there, I work so hard. It's so hot. I make myself sick. I just overdo it. I come home and I'm just like, oh, I'll work super hard for like 3 days in the blazing heat. I'll totally overdo it. And I'll come home and I'll literally be sick. I'll be sick for a day or so. I'll have to take it easy. But then I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to get back over there, do it again. But you gotta be careful in the summer heat, so I just have to tell my own self that. It's fun though. Can't wait to just be over there full time, working. That's the homestead bug though. That's the part I try to explain to people, you know, about homesteading, that it's like once you get going and you get out in nature and you start doing stuff outside, that is the feeling you get. And it's so much better than a 9-to-5 job. I don't know that many people that are that excited to go to a 9-to-5 job. I'm sure there are people like that though. I'm sure there are, but I'm sure there's tons that aren't, you know, and homesteading can give you that feeling and you can just love it. So that's what I try to explain to people and tell people about homesteading. You know, it can just be that feeling for you when you start homesteading, you know, and you can just love it and want to do it every day for the rest of your life. And every homestead's different. And you can just figure out what you want to do on your homestead and, you know, figure out a way to, of course you're going to live a modest lifestyle, you know, and just try to get your bills down as low as you can. Try to be mortgage free, and then just make a little bit of a living, you know, raise as much of your own food as you can. And then if you can, just make some kind of an income and just have this simple, happy, healthy, you know, close to nature lifestyle as you can. You will love it. So that's what I try to encourage people to do.
We got a $9.99 super chat from Chicken Lover.
Thank you, Chicken Lover.
And it's the pair dancing and saying #1 fan.
Oh, how sweet, how sweet. Well, I'm glad you're a chicken lover. I'm a chicken lover too. Right now, I'm just not getting any more chickens, and all my chickens are pretty old, and I'm just like, you know, just keeping the 5 I have, and one of them's old, and I'm just like, oh, I can't get any more right now because, you know, I want to move and get over there and get settled. And it's so funny, I was working over there by myself, and I was like getting my lawnmower ready to mow. So I was like kind of behind my shed, and I just hear something run past me with like heavy footsteps. And so I look up, and it was this big, it was obviously mature, full grown, fluffy, beautiful fox. And it just went running right past me. It was probably like 4 feet away from me and went running down my property. And I looked at him, and it wasn't chasing anything. It was just running, like it was so happy, and went all the way down the green grass, just like running. And I was like glad I saw it though. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to build a really good coop over here. It was just this poofy, big, fat, healthy fox. It just like ran down in the green grass and just stopped. And it was just like looking around back there, and it turned around and it saw me, and it was just like, of course I don't want to hurt it or kill it or anything. I just love all the animals. And I was just like, oh, you beautiful thing. But of course I have to build a good coop because I'm just like, oh, you little stinker. I know you're going to be like sniffing around here.
We got a $20 super chat from CDS Neighbors.
Thank you, CDS Neighbors.
And it's the pair looking in the mirror with hearts in its eyes saying, thanks for being you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Talking about homesteading and how wonderful it is. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not getting more chickens right now because I want to get over there, and I'm going to have to move my chickens over there in my city coops. So this will prove how good my city coops are, if that fat, happy, fluffy poofy fox doesn't get my
Well, we're going to have them
chickens.
inside the electric fence too, though, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I don't know how that's going to work exactly.
We can have the electric fence around the horses, but then you can have a separate.
Yeah, it might have to have a little separate, extra little jet out area.
It can be 2 sections.
To come out for the chickens, just in case, until I can build a pretty good chicken coop for the chickens. But the problem is, I don't know where I want to put the chicken coops yet. I just haven't been on the property long enough to like see where everything's good. I worry about Neil the most, my little potbelly pig, because he's an older potbelly pig and he's so spoiled. I'm so worried where I put him has to be so strategically placed, because he's such a baby and so attached to me that I'm so afraid where I put him. I don't want him to feel like he's in exile. I don't want him to feel like he's way over there, like he's being punished or something. So I just keep spending time over there and just seeing where is the best place to put him. Pigs don't sweat, so he for sure needs dark shade, or he'll get too hot and they can actually just die because they just overheat and die if they don't have enough dark shade. So I'll either have to build him quite a structure, where he'll have dark shade he can go under, or put him by a dark shade tree. So I'm just not sure where I'm going to put Neil yet. So I'm worried about Neil. That's my big worry. The chickens, they can kind of go far away, but Mr. Fox, the farther away they are, Mr. Fox will feel brave to come near them. But I do plan on getting a guard dog over there, but it has to be like such step by step though, because it's not fenced in. I have to get the whole perimeter fenced in to keep the guard dog in. We don't want him wandering around scaring the neighbors, because I want to get a good one, But usually when I get a dog, it gets really loyal to me and it'll stick by me pretty close. My dogs usually don't wander the neighborhood because they're very loyal. If you spend time with them and you stay home with them, they usually get loyal to you and stay by you, and they don't usually wander away. A good dog won't. Some dogs will. But anyway, so I don't know if any of you have any questions you want to ask about homesteading or chickens or anything, but if you do, now's your chance to ask me. I do want to show you a couple books I have though. This one's about buying land. If anybody is interested in homesteading and they think they are just thinking about it, of course you don't have to be like ready to do it, but it could just be something you're thinking about just because it just sounds interesting and you're just like, maybe that's something I might be interested in and I want to explore that further. Here's a book I wrote. It's a little book. It's not too big. It's an easy read, and it just puts some ideas in your head of what you need to think about and look out for in the future when you're purchasing land. It's a big purchase in life. I mean, if you think about it, what is bigger that you buy in your life that's bigger than your property and your house? I mean, really, that's the biggest purchase we make. Of course, having children is a big deal too, but...
CDS Neighbors wants to know why their chickens are being so rude.
Oh, that's interesting. So rude to each other or rude to people? So I'm just curious, rude to who? Because, some breeds are like just their mentality is they're just not friendly. So they're like independent and they're like, get away. Like
People.
Oh, they're mean to people. So yeah, they're just not friendly chickens. Sometimes if they just get that attitude where they're like, this is my coop, we own it, and they're protective of the coop, you have to be like, excuse me, I'm the boss here, not you. So what I would do is, for that instant, because I'm always the boss on the homestead, and not in a mean way. So I will be mean enough boss where I'm like 51% boss over 49%. So I'm not like a mean boss, like I'm the 100% boss. You know what I mean? So I'm just a little bit over them boss. So I would get a broom, like you can get those, what are they made out of? Like, a scarecrow broom. It's not a big mean broom. What am I thinking of? A corn broom, you know what I mean? You can get something like that where it's like kind of a big broom and it's the corn broom. And you can go in the coop with the broom and you can just push them away with the broom. Like just enough force to just overpower them and be like, you get back. You know what I mean? Kind of like a parental force where you'd be like, no, and just push them back with the broom. So you're not going to hit them like a hockey puck with the broom, but it's just enough, you're just going to give them a swat with the broom and just let them know they're not allowed to do that. So that's what I would do. That's how I would handle that situation, so in a kind parental way, like just swat them a little bit with the broom. And I think you do that a couple times and just let them know that don't do that. I think they're going to know. You know what I mean? Like, no, they're not allowed to do that.
Also make sure they're not hungry.
Yeah, and like if they're running towards you like they're starving, like maybe feed them a little bit more food. And if you're not getting the right food, like so make sure they're getting meat. A lot of chickens, if they're not getting enough meat, they're just like, ugh.
The hungry chickens, they're like little dinosaurs if they're hungry.
Yes, they are. They can be like little dinosaurs and they can be pecking each other and they're grouchy because they're hungry. No, what is it? Hangry? They want a Snickers bar. I'm joking. Don't ever give them a Snickers. But, like we're grouchy when we're hungry. So make sure you're feeding them enough and then make sure they're not overcrowded in the coop. Like you don't have too many in there. So maybe enough food, enough exercise, like they're not overcrowded in there, and then maybe a little bit of an attitude adjustment. So try that and see how that works. And then sometimes it's just truthfully the breed. They're either inbred or just that particular breed just is an aggressive, more, aggressive breed. And you're just going to have to use your corn broom when you go in there. So I remember as a child, like we would go visit the family friend. It was my father's friend. And we would go to the barn. And I don't know what kind, I can't even remember because we were little. This guy had chickens. And those things would chase us and peck us. They were the meanest, nastiest chickens ever. They were just up there in the barn. And we were just little kids. We weren't mean or anything. And we would just go up there close to that barn. And those things would come out attacking. And they would peck us and get us for nothing. We weren't even doing anything. We were just little kids like, oh, chickens. You know what I mean? We weren't trying to pick them up. We weren't trying to do anything. And they would come to get us. So I think some chickens are mean. I personally don't like them mean. I like friendly, sweet animals. I don't like them mean. Okay, so I don't know if there's any more questions.
So the title of this video was, when's the best time to buy land? So we should talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so the best time to buy land?
Because some people say that springtime is when you should buy property and stuff.
Okay, so this is the thing. In my opinion, the best time to buy land is whenever. You know what I mean? I think you have to just look, just keep your eyes peeled at all times, because really, a good deal can pop up at any time. And you just have to keep your eyes peeled at all times. I don't think there is technically a good time to buy land. And when they say there's a good time to buy land, that's when everybody's going to be looking for it. And the good deals will just come and go too quickly. And then the other times of the year, like you'll miss the good deals. That's when they'll come up. For whatever reason, somebody will have to sell. And then, you know, it'll just be sitting there and nobody will be looking because they'll be like, oh, it's not the right time to buy, and nobody will be looking, and you'll miss like a fantastic deal. So really, if you're trying to buy land, just look. It doesn't matter when, just keep looking. You could find a good, great deal in the middle of winter because people will be like, oh, it's, you know, nobody's looking for land then. And some piece can come for sale for whatever reason. The seller's got to sell at that time. And it'll come on the market, and you could just be keeping your eyes peeled and see it and be like, oh, look at this, and go look at it. And, you know, if you do all your research, like I say in this book, even though there might be snow on the ground or whatever, and it's cold and maybe muddy to go look at it, who cares? Put on your mud boots, bundle up, and go walk the property line. do all the research, check everything out, and you might get the deal of a lifetime, and you might be doing a little happy dance because you were the one person willing to go out in the cold and look at the property and walk the property line. So really, it doesn't matter and what time of year it is, what month it is. Like, go look at the land.
And you have to make sure you keep yourself in a position where you can pounce on that piece of property when you see it. There's nothing worse than you see this perfect piece of land come up for sale, but then you're not in a financial position to buy it.
Yeah, be ready.
You need to get yourself ready and your financial position ready, so when you see something good, you can get it.
Yeah. Downsize first. Downsize, simplify, and just get your finances down to the smallest monthly payments you can get yourself to. Pay everything off. Don't make new bills. Like, get everything down as low as you can. Pay your car off. Get your cell phone bill down as low as you can. Your electric bill, like everything. Just be a tightwad, cheapwad, and just live as cheap as you can. You know what I mean? And save as much money as you can and just be ready. Just be sitting there ready. Yes, sometimes it feels like you're sitting like that forever because months will feel like years when you're in that position. You'll just be like twiddling your thumbs and you'll be like, oh my God, I feel like I've been twiddling my thumbs for 10 years. It feels like that, trust me. You'll be like, oh, the world is passing us by. Everybody's living their glorious life and we're sitting here twiddling our thumbs. Just remember, you're not alone. Everybody feels like that when you're in that waiting position, and it's hard to be in that waiting position. Everybody in that waiting position feels the same way. You're not alone, you're not a weirdo, and you're not losing your mind. Everybody feels that way. So just stay, hold your position. Your time is going to come when that opportunity pops up, and you're going to jump on it, and you are going to be so happy, and you're going to make the big leap forward and get your property. You just have to be able to have that self-control and stay in that position, twiddling your thumbs until the opportunity arises. And then you're just going to jump on it, and you're going to do it. You're going to be ready, and you're going to do it. It's hard, but you can do it. And then when you do, oh, it's the best feeling ever. Then you're going to be like improving your life so much, so much. And we try to tell people this because, everybody is so instant gratification. You know what I mean? And of course, we want it too. We feel the same thing. Everybody has those feelings. You want to just go get it now. You want that instant gratification. You want to get it fast. Everybody has those. We're all human. So you have to fight that. So that is the thing.
Yeah, if you're buried in debt and bills, if you have a mortgage, a home equity loan, 2 car payments, a boat payment, an RV payment, a timeshare payment, huge cell phone bills, credit card bills, and then you see your dream land.
Can you just see yourself going like this?
What's the plan now? Good luck getting that.
Yeah.
Now what?
And not that that's impossible, because we don't want to discourage people that are in that position. Like, it's not impossible for you. You can dig yourself out.
But you got to get your position better first.
Yes.
Then you can find some land.
Yes. You can do it, though. You can still do it. We don't want those people to lose hope, because they can still do it. But going from there to being in the position, twiddling your thumbs, you're ready to pounce. We're talking about 2 different positions. So once you're in twiddling your thumbs position, ready to pounce, that's a hard position to be in as well, because you're just ready to spring. You're like the Jack in the Box. You're ready. You're just like ready. You're waiting. That's a hard position to be in as well. Surprisingly, you think that would be easy, but it isn't. It isn't. That's the Jack in the Box position. That is hard too. It's so funny. You wouldn't think it would be, but it is.
I think a lot of people, it's hard for them to lower their lifestyle, because if they sold their car and got a less expensive car, or sold their boat, they'd be worried their neighbor or their coworker would be like, why are you selling your boat? Or what's with the new, you used to have a Cadillac and now you have a Honda Civic. What's going on? Then people, I think, are scared of that. and they don't do it.
I do think deep down, though, homesteaders have a strong character. There's something about homesteaders, though. They do have this independent, strong character deep within them. It's in there. So in a way, they don't care, because deep within them, if they're honest with themselves, that stuff doesn't matter. You know, if they're honest with themselves, like they think they wanted to pursue that and they tried, but that doesn't fulfill them, you know. Building a chicken coop is what really fulfills them. And they have to admit that and laugh because they have a sense of humor. And it's like, yeah, that's the real me. Building a chicken coop and getting some chickens, that's what really fulfills me. Forget the fancy car. I'll take the chicken coop and the chickens. That's the real me. You know, sitting outside at night around a little campfire, looking at my chicken coop. That's the real me. So, you know, you got to know who you are. And then so you take it from there. That's the good part. Okay, so this little book, that's for the people who are just, you know, thinking about that. And maybe that's the road they want to go down. You know, we've talked about chickens a lot. So we just think this is the next step for people. And we know there's a lot of people out there, you know, that are pondering that. And so we just think that encouraging this is really good. You know what I mean? We just love people going down that road, and we want to help them. So we do feel like we've encouraged so many people to get the chickens, and we know that from just all the emails and just pictures and just tons and tons and tons and tons of contacts. You know what I mean? We've gotten over the years. So clearly I've done a good job with that. And so I have gotten a lot of emails with the people buying land and stuff. So I really want to start having people like really going a bigger step towards buying land and going the next step into homesteading, which is so exciting, so exciting. So anyway, I'm gonna push you guys. I'm gonna push a little bit towards that, and maybe not towards that, but thinking about it. Just start thinking about it more. Okay, so today we're gonna do a little bit shorter of a video, and I'm gonna leave you with that thought. So I will see you next Sunday, and happy homesteading. Bye-bye.